everyone, it's Yummy here, and today I'm going to tell you guys some of the mistakes I made when I started locking my hair. So hopefully you guys can avoid making these mistakes, and you probably won't make these mistakes anyway because you probably have more common sense than I do, but let's go ahead and get started. Alright, the first mistake I can think of is a mistake I made with my very first set of locks. This is my second set of locks. I actually had a set of locks before this that were a lot thicker that I started 2 years before I started these. So, man, my hair could have been 7 years. Okay, anyway. I started 2 years before I started these, and they were a lot thicker, except I was stupid. And one of the mistake I made is that it's a dual mistake. It's a dual mistake, okay? The first mistake that led into the second mistake is that I did faulty research, okay? My research back then, I didn't really turn to YouTube videos as my first source of information. My first source of information, I preferred to read, so I read a lot of articles on Locs. I read a lot of forum posts on Locs, and I thought I had all the information I needed, when in fact I didn't, because I continued, this sounds so stupid, I continued to co-wash my hair when I was attempting to lock it, and obviously it didn't lock. So that was the first mistake, or the first mistake was the faulty research, which led into me not knowing that I probably shouldn't continue to co-wash my hair even though I'm trying to lock it, you know? So I would have my hair, I started it with twists. So I had my hair in these big chunky twists, and I would like co-wash them because I knew you were supposed to continue washing your hair. Except it didn't say anything like that you couldn't like co-wash or that you shouldn't use conditioner, at least in anything I read. But you know, faulty research, that was a mistake. So yeah, so I guess those are my first two mistakes: faulty research and then continuing to co-wash. Then my next mistake, I would say, is when I first started my locks. I didn't plan them. For these locks, I mean, when I first started these locks, I did not plan them. I just kind of finger curled my hair and then just was like, oh, I guess I'll just let these turn into locks, you know. So I didn't plan them, and I don't know. I wish I did. Because they'd be a lot more even, because I had just planned on wearing my hair in a finger coil style. So I wasn't necessarily too particular about the sizes of them. So some of my locks in the middle are a lot bigger than some of mine in the front and on the sides, because I never planned for those finger coils to be permanent. So yeah, they're permanent now though. Okay, and another mistake I made is when I first started my hair, I didn't wash it for a really long time, and I don't know why. I guess that's just like one of the myths of locks, and I somehow fell for it, you know, because I guess at this time I was still doing faulty research 5 years ago. So yeah. So I didn't wash my hair for a really long time, and finally when I did wash it is when it finally started locking. And then that's when I finally found out that the more you wash your hair, the more it'll lock quicker. So that's when I was like, oh, let me get on this washing regimen, you know. So and when I say really long time, I mean like 2 weeks. Like maybe 3 weeks, I don't know, but it felt like a really long time, because at this point I had been like washing my hair a lot, like co-washing my hair a lot, because I had natural hair, and I used to do a lot of stuff with my hair. I talk about that in my 5 lessons of locks video, actually. But I used to do lots of stuff with my hair when it was natural, so it felt like a really long time when I first put it into finger coils and went like 2 or 3 weeks out like washing it. What? Like, it felt like such a long time. So I guess those are some of the mistakes I've made. Oh, actually, there's one more. This is a big one. Okay, one big mistake I made with my locks is with these. These are so thin. Not everyone will have this problem, but my locks are so thin, okay? And and I like it. I like having small locks. And but you have to be very on top of it when it comes to your retwisting. Like me, I don't retighten them like with a hook or anything. I just retwist them like traditional locks. So you have to be really on top of it, or else your locks will start thinning. So you have to really stay on top of it. So that's another thing. I like what's not staying on top of my hair. Right now I make sure that I pop through them every day. I go through, I pop them, I make sure I feel them, make sure there's nothing that my roots aren't thinning. I really stay on top of it. And back then, man, I like, I mean, I wasn't the best at taking care of it. But like I used to semi freeform. I would wash my hair, but I wouldn't retwist it afterwards. And I also sometimes would not really pop it afterwards. And if you have small locks like mine, you cannot do that. That'll just that'll just mess your stuff up. Okay? You cannot do that. So yeah, that's another huge mistake I made with my hair. That was a big one. That's the biggest mistake I've made, is not staying on top of my retightening. So don't do that. Don't be like me, guys. And you probably won't be, like I said, because you probably have more common sense. You're already over here doing good research. Good job. Good on you. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment. If you didn't enjoy it, leave a dislike, leave a comment. And that's okay, because we're all dynamic individuals, okay? Subscribe for more videos. Have a nice life.